welcome to another video, one and all. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about, could Hawk win the All Valley? Now, I know what you're thinking. It's got to come down to Miguel or Robby and all that. And to be fair, if I was a betting man, I'd say that it's going to be a Miguel-Robby rematch in the final, of which I feel Robby would win. That's the way I ultimately feel it's going to go. But I have been asked this in a couple of streams, and I really wanted to delve into why we really need to keep an eye on Hawk's character arc now. Because, in my opinion, Hawk should be on the same level as Miguel and Robby now. No question. Here's why. While Miguel was recovering throughout Season 3, while Robby was, he was fighting, but he was in juvie, Hawk has been still consistently training. Constantly. He's not taken any breaks. He's been consistently training. He now has Johnny's training under his belt. He's now had Kreese's training under his belt. And he will be getting Daniel's training under his belt. He is like a hybrid fighter of the three dojos. Perfectly balanced. You've got red, blue, symbolizing the purple. It's a great symbolism there. But I feel like he's learned so much from each of Kreese and Johnny, and he still has more to learn from Johnny and more to learn from Daniel. Where Hawk fails as a fighter is defensively, he isn't good. That's where his weakness is. Offensively, he's good, very good, one of the best, without a doubt. But defensively, it has a habit of letting him down, which is why in Season 2, with Robby and Sam, he got his ass handed to him at the mall, and all of that. So I was happy that Season 3 gave Hawk his due and really gave him the platform that he deserved to really shine as an individual fighter and stake a claim for leader of the dojo, which is what he always wanted. But Kreese never gave him a look in. Kreese always wanted either Tori or Robby to take that spot, and Hawk was just, a puppet. Now, I have been asked, do I think Kreese wanted Hawk to leave? I think he smelt defection within Hawk, but I don't think he wanted Hawk to leave. I feel like he enjoyed using Hawk as nothing more than a tool. Sort of reminds me of Snoke in Star Wars, the way he uses Hux, and he says, a Kerr's weakness, carefully manipulated, could be a sharp tool. That's something along those lines. Like, you can use his weaknesses as a way of getting what you want. And comment down below if you want me to do a little bit of a video discussing, Hawk and Kreese and that little sort of bond that they had. So I don't think he would have wanted Hawk to leave, because Hawk is an asset, an absolute asset, which is why I feel it's 100%, no question that they need to recruit someone like Sean or something like that, because they need a heavy hitter. They need someone that's going to really give them a bit of an edge. And Hawk provides that edge, at least for me. In the hybrid dojo, yes, Miguel is arguably the best fighter on his day. Sam is also a really good fighter. Dimitri's climbing the ranks. Chris and Mitch are pretty good. Bert and Nate, they have yet to reach over 9,000, but they're getting there. Hawk gave them the edge that they needed. He gave them the edge, there is a very specific reason why at the end of Season 3, when you see Miguel walk into the Miyagi dojo, you see Hawk just following him behind him. I feel like that was just a good creative choice of saying, we've not just got the friends back together, we got some of the baddest fighters in this dojo over here, But I feel like you do a disservice to Hawk if you don't put him on the same level as those fighters now. I feel like if he ends up losing to Miguel or Robby, it will be because of plot. Because Miguel and Robby are where the plot's sort of centered around. Now, him winning the tournament, it wouldn't absolve him of his sins. He still has a lot to make up for. But a lot can happen in a season. And I feel like in Season 4, it's going to be about him coming clean. I trashed your dojo, Daniel. I stole the Medal of Honor. I graffitied everything. I wrecked everything. The things I've said to you, Sam. Turning on you, Miguel. Breaking your arm, Dimitri. Turning against you, Johnny. After everything that you did for me, Mitch and Bert, I let you guys get kicked out while I just kind of didn't really say too much. I kind of just was happy to sort of take it in the wayside. I could have maybe done more. So I feel like throughout Season 4, he will fill that Robby void that Daniel really likes. He likes fixing people, if you know what I mean. And I feel like Hawk requires balance more than any fighter within the hybrid dojo. Miguel is just a natural balance. He can blend both of them perfectly. Samantha needs more offense, which is something that Johnny could really sort of give her. Hawk, however, needs not just more defense, but he needs more balance in his life. You know, he will fit perfectly with Daniel's method of teaching, using the Miyagi-Do way of teaching, combining that together, and you could really bring out a solid, badass fighter in this guy. This is why this is where this show is at. In season 1, you had Robby, Miguel, Aisha, and Bert, and Hawk, right? That was pretty much it. You knew Miguel was going to win, you knew Hawk was going to do the dodgy maneuver, and you knew Robby was going to make it to the final some way or somehow because of the dodgy maneuver, right? We all knew that was going to happen. But with season 4, the All Valley's different this time because you have Miguel, you have Sam, you have Tori, you have Hawk, you have Robby, you have Dimitri, you have Kyla, you could even have Sean in the mix. You know, it's crazy. The amount of fighters and the rosters that are now at the dispose of the creators within this thing. And, you know, if the 6 seasons are mapped out, they surely know who's going to win. And, you know, again, I feel it's unanimous at this point that Robby is going to win. But don't be surprised if Miguel ends up winning just because it repeats that protagonist formula of, oh, okay, you know, 2-time defending champion, same as Daniel, and that kind of thing. And then it leads to Robby getting strangled outside in the parking lot the same way his father was, and then Daniel and Johnny jump in there and save him, and then that starts Robby's return home kind of thing. But imagine if Hawk wins. Just imagine this. If throughout season 4, he goes on this arc of redemption. You know, like, when people say his redemption was rushed, yeah, that's because that's what most redemption is. It starts out with a rushed decision. You know, it's not like it hasn't been hinted at or built towards. You know, the scene in isolation was done quickly, but throughout the whole of season 3 was building to that point where he had to make the choice: do I stay with these idiots who aren't even my friends, or do I actually go and help my friends? Do I, try and fix what I've done wrong? Do I try and make up for my mistakes? And he made the decision, and this is why I tie it into Robby's arc going forward, is that Robby will have to make a similar choice. As much as Daniel and Johnny may save his ass, he's going to have to make the conscious choice of going back home by himself. Same way Hawk did. And just because Hawk's on the good guy's side now, quote unquote, doesn't mean he ain't badass. This is why I said in my video with Tori's threat to Hawk, you know, don't be surprised if it backfires. Just because it's, you know, Hawk and, oh, you better watch your back. Like, it is Hawk that she made that threat to. It's not Mitch, it's not Chris, it's not Dimitri, it's Hawk. You know, he'll go down swinging. You know, if he's going down, he's going to take one of them down with him. You know, he may go out fighting, but he's taken one of them down. But I just feel like this could be a good route for them to go. I don't think they will, but there's something about this that really interests me. You know, a character who's done so much wrong, so much bad, and then goes on this journey of redemption. And this is why it's so important, especially like with trilogies and with movies, especially like with the latest sequel trilogy for Star Wars. When you do these kind of things, you let it breathe, you let it nourish, you let it manifest. You know, Hawk may have redeemed, but he's not redeemed, if you know what I mean. His redemption moment was there, but that was just the start. That was the catalyst for the journey he's now going to go on. And I've said that Robby will probably have my favourite arc across the show, but I'm starting to really dig Hawk. Like, I think Hawk could really, you know, I'm just saying, he's got a lot going for him here. And combining the defense that he has with his, Kreese and Johnny's offense that he's learned, and balancing him and centering him, he could be a real threat. He could be a real threat to Cobra Kai's hopes. So I don't think Kreese is going to be particularly happy that Hawk's buggered off, but I don't think he'll be surprised either. But this is just one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to Hawk's arc next season, because he's got so much going for him, and I feel like he could have the most interesting story out of most of the young cast, or the young characters, excuse me. Because when you look at all that he's done, you know, that was, again, just the start of his redemption. We can actually follow it now. We can see the fallout of that properly. And also, one other thing, you know, I know someone wanted me to talk about this. I think I've mentioned this before. I don't want the All Valley to be the finale of Season 4. I don't want that. I feel like that's been done too much. Karate Kid Part 1, All Valley, end credits. Karate Kid Part 3, All Valley, end credits. Cobra Kai Season 1, All Valley, a bit of breathing room, end credits. And then cut to next season. You know, I really want to sort of deal with the straight after. Deal with at least an episode or two of just the fallout. What happened at the All Valley? You know, maybe, for example, Kreese starts strangling Robby, and then you start to see Robby, you know, want to come home for the final 2 episodes. Or you start to see Hawk really sort of, you know, come into his element, become centered, become balanced. You see Miguel maybe as a defending champion and how he's taken that in stride. He's proved himself again. You know, there's so much potential there. And this is just one of the great things about this show is if I had to put bets on who would win the All Valley most likely, I'd say it would only be one of these, right? Miguel, Robby, Hawk, Sam, or Tori. I think those are the 5 that I would honestly say are in with a very good chance. I feel like Kyler is a great fighter to like people like Chris and Mitch, but against people like Miguel or Hawk, he comes nowhere near. But he is a good grappler. He is a good fighter, and with a bit more karate training in him, he'll be a utility player. Dimitri, he's coming along. He could surprise us. It all depends on where he goes. He's got a great chemistry with Hawk. You know, I could see them two doing the wheel technique next season that Sam and Robby did in season 2. And it's sort of like they were doing that in the house when, you know, Hawk switched sides. But I just feel like those are the ones that are the most likely, at least for me. But regardless of what direction they take, they have a plan, they have an idea, they know roughly where they're going. So I can sort of get on board with the journey, if you know what I mean. And they know the ending of this already, presumably. They know the ending of this, they know how it all turns out, but it's going to be exciting for them and us to just see how it all unfolds. If Hawk wins, like, I think you could really make that you could make that a heartwarming arc. You could really make that a heartwarming arc. You know, maybe Hawk doesn't win it as Hawk. Maybe he wins it as Eli. You know, maybe. You know, the little shy kid, you know, who used to be bullied and made fun of because of his little facial deformity, you know, ends up winning the All Valley. You know, hey, it could happen. It could happen. And that's where the great position of where this show is in. And I feel like it's one of them great things that I really look forward to and where they can take it. Guys and girls, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. I know some of you have been a good advocate for this idea of Hawk potentially winning the All Valley. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say down in the comment section below. I just think this could be, like, again, if I was a betting man, I'd say it's Robby, hands down. But I don't mind if Hawk does. Like, there's something about Hawk winning that I actually really like. It really would mean so much to him. I think it would really work so much in his favor. And, you know, he goes on the redemption throughout Season 4. He wins the All Valley. And then in Season 5 and 6, he just evolves to new places, you know? And becomes like a really sort of centered but badass student. Like, he could be the hybrid of Daniel and Johnny perfectly. I know everyone talks about Miguel and Robby, but lest we not forget, Hawk could literally be the defining balance of both of them. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, as I said, see you on another video soon. We march forward to 10k subs. If you haven't subbed already, make sure you do. Give this video a thumbs up. Drop a comment down in the section below. And yeah, make sure you check out my, you know, live streams. I do Chosen Live every Sunday where we can talk, you know, Cobra Kai, Star Wars, Marvel, pop culture, or you can pop into my gaming streams. I stream Battlefront 2, sometimes classic games like Republic Commando. I've started streaming that. Sometimes the odd FIFA, so if you like to see people rage and get angry, then that's your thing, then there you go. Yeah, so I'll see you all in another video soon, and remember, cool it with the nerd shit, huh?